attending this presentation, you are open to seeing the truth, knowing the truth as it can be known, following in new ideas and actions, making for a better way of life. I'm James Coleman. This is Inner Peace Arts Unscripted. I'm an inner peace artist, which means I'm a writer, speaker, coach on personal development, spirituality, and social change. Sign up for the, subscribe to the video channel, and I have some other properties that I'll talk about at the end. But you can email me at innerpeacearts@protonmail.com. Today I've got a lot. I feel like there's just been this major download from my interactions with people and where I want to go and what's been going on. So today there's something I want to say, and we'll go from there. It's the things you don't believe in that happen to be true will be the things used most to control you. I'll say that again. The things you don't believe in that happen to be true will be the things most used to control you. And where is this going? And what camp is Inner Peace Arts in some sense? Here's the camp that Inner Peace Arts is in. Standard religious tracts will have you turn off reason. And many, if not most, humanistic paths will have you turn off faith, and real faith, as far as I'm concerned, real faith in the power of mystery to empower you, or the empowerment that comes from mystery. Call mystery God, call mystery the stream, call it whatever you like. But it's that thing that makes anything possible, the thing that makes something out of nothing. And yes, and I know that they have done quantum physics experiments where they have seemingly created something out of nothing, but they did something, and there was something for them to make the something out of nothing from. So they still aren't getting to the bottom line, and it's really amazing to me that people don't see, or refuse to see, or however you want to say it, this kind of basic reasoning logic problem. And so, so here's another thing I want to mention, that in presenting these ideas, my big hope, my major hope, and it could be a false one, I'll be honest about that, is that people will be motivated by the ideas and not by me. Because the more books that I read on influence, it seems as though the person is important. People follow the person. And I think that that's the problem of the humanistic perspective, is that the faith is put in the person. And the religious perspective, right, the faith is placed in the idea. So God as idea that creates experience is the force that one puts one's faith in, if you want to put it that way, since God is not seen, right? The mystery is not seen, can't be seen, but we see its effects. Nonetheless, we have this idea of following a person and not an idea. And, my hope is that people will latch on to, get associated with, have agreement with Inner Peace Arts because of the ideas, not because of me. And, right now, in its early stages, I'm kind of like the gatekeeper of, what's the right idea and what's, really not going to fly and that sort of thing. But I think that, it's easy to start to see a pattern of how, of the filter that makes for this particular point of view. And that's why I'm not, a humanist and could never be a humanist, and why in many ways I've, revamped standard religious practices and perspectives to account for the reason and the logic that's a part of being human that can't be avoided, that in itself is incomplete, and yet that's what we have to work with. So there's one other thing I want to mention here, and one of the key tenets, key beliefs that I have and that I've shared, I don't know whether I've shared it here, but is this notion of an emergent government. So that's kind of, if you want to look at what the quote-unquote religious hope of inner peace arts is, there's an emergent government would come down to control or to help people live lives that are better lives. And why is that? The one reason is because of the watcher, who watches the watcher problem, right? At the end of the day, if somebody makes up a system, somebody can screw it up. Period. Right? People will figure out a way to undo whatever somebody else did. They will. They're that ingenious. And they have minds that are off the charts in many areas. So they'll do it. But if there's an emergent phenomena that blocks that kind of human endeavor, then we're good. I would put that as, that would be the equivalent of the second coming of Christ, or whatever, utopic setup you would want to imagine. And this is why I think that the Christian tradition and the ideas therein are the basic and foundational set for any, for being honest about where a religious thought can go. I mean, I could be, again, just because I'm a part of that tradition, doesn't mean that, what am I saying? I'm saying that it's not just a bias. It's that I've done a lot of reading, and that seems to be the one that has the best basis. Not that there's not value in other traditions. Of course there is. I mean, in some ways, not all, if something's been working and has been positive, then, use it. Why not? I mean, I'm not going to come against positivity in any way, because positivity is not owned by the Christian tradition, right? That would be another kind of egocentric position to take. But I also take this emergent phenomena as based in reason, right? Meaning that we see other social phenomena. And I wanted to share this, I don't like research for the most part. I find it boring. But that's just me. I mean, there's lots of people that love research, and I'm thankful and happy that they are alive, so they can take any ideas that I come up with and do research to further justify them. But I also understand that I need to have justifications for stuff that I say. So the reason why I believe in this emergent phenomena is because we already know about emergent phenomena in social situations. So you can just Google emergent phenomena, emergence in sociology, emergent social phenomena, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So again, I didn't need to do research to know that the idea was valid and viable, and the ancients didn't need to have research in the same way either. Some things you can actually figure out with, logic and heart. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. I know it was a lot packed into one, but And I started off with a quote, the things you don't believe in, the things that you don't believe in that happen to be true are the things used most to control you. So what are those things? I didn't really talk about that at all, did I? I think a lot of those things are what happens, are all the things in Western culture that influence you that you have no idea how and why. And they are stifling us from being who we want to be. And we need to have specific practices to negate them. And so I'm getting bold here, and I'm like, say that from a church pulpit, and try to put those practices in place, and people will probably look at you like you have 4 eyes, or a synagogue, or I forget the name for Islamic religious places. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share today, and it's a collection of ideas, and it is what it is, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it really lit a fire under you. Levarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'yasem lecha shalom. In distinction, thanks be to Stream, in Stream, by Stream.